Dun, 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 dun. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to K-All. I'm your host, Angel.
And I'm Lauren.
Your other host.
Oh, the other host.
We're your host, Angel and Lauren, and today we're really excited because we're going to be giving you the rundown on how to survive the Great Ticketmaster War. Because we are soldiers who have been in battle far too many times for these K-pop concerts, and it's about time we give you guys some details on how to survive.
Yeah, because we all know sitting in that chair in that waiting room is like some of the most stressful moments any stand could go through. Or it doesn't even have to be a stand, just in general for like any like type of concert.
Yeah.
Is a little bit a lot.
A little bit a lot is an understatement. It's just absolutely crazy, but have no fear because we're here to help you. So if that sounds like something that you need in your life, if you need a little bit of guidance when it comes to the great ticketing battles, give this video a like, subscribe. If you're listening over on Apple Music or Spotify, thank you for listening. Be sure to give us a rating. And without further ado, folks, let's get it.
Let's get it.
Ticketmaster. Whether you love it or you hate it, you gotta confront it at some time if you're a K-pop stan and you wanna go to one of those concerts. Recently, I had the chance to fight for my life for the Run Jin tour. And I figured out a couple of really good tools to get in there as fast as you can that I hadn't thought about prior because I was afraid of it. And it all starts with this word, refresh.
I was about to say, yeah, because I feel like that's like a really high like point of contention where people like to refresh or not to refresh.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel
That
like
is
I've
the
heard.
question.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I've always been terrified of refreshing, and I can say when I tried to get tickets for J-Hope, I didn't refresh, and I ended up like 20,000 in line. So at that point, it was done for. But with Jin, I did a magic 3 times refresh exactly at 3 p.m. when the tickets went on sale. Not before, exactly at the time. 3 in a row, and all of a sudden, I had 147.
That's crazy.
In the line.
I've never like logged on and been able to like get in that 3-digit number. I feel like the lowest I've ever been was like 1,000 something.
Which is still really good because it gives you the opportunity to get in there before all the scalpers do. But having just 3 digits is like anybody's dream for any person trying to get a concert ticket. I was like, wow, it's actually going to happen. This is my day. We made it. But
and then you got sabotaged after anyway.
Yes, even if you get a good spot in the queue, that doesn't guarantee that you're going to get tickets. The war is not over. You've just made it over one of the hurdles, but you still have to reach the final boss. So, once I actually got in to get tickets for Jin, there were so many seats available because I was so early. So I was like, yes, this is my time, this is my chance. But a lot of times for K-pop groups, they'll have these like memberships that you can get for pre-sales. So that's what I did to make sure I had the best chance before the general on sale. And sometimes those pre-sales don't work out for you because the codes that they may send you or the membership card number that you might have to insert doesn't always work. That's what I faced that very day when I tried to get tickets. I had 3 seats up front. It was barricade. They were in the cart and the code had worked. But all of a sudden, Ticketmaster decided an error occurred and brought me right back into the seating. And from that moment on, the code just decided not to work for probably around like 5 to 6 minutes. So
yeah, and those 5 to 6 minutes really count when you're trying for during ticketing.
They really count when there's like hundreds of thousands of other people trying to fight for those seats too. So luckily everyone was experiencing the same problem. The code wasn't working, so all the seats were just there. This is like a little mirage, like you could almost touch it, but it's just farther and farther away the more you try to click. But I was persistent. I didn't give up. Instead, I changed my strategy. So if you can't get the seats that you want to get and it's just not working out for you, go for any other seats around it possible. Just keep on clicking because the more that you click, the more there's a chance that one of them is going to actually open up and you'll beat the bots that are trying to get to it first.
The bots are dead.
Well, not AIs, not the robots.
I think we should also go over like what leads up, like how you should prepare in general before hitting that refresh button.
Lauren, if you want to go into that a little bit.
Okay, so I feel like whenever I do it, the biggest thing is to make sure you have good internet. Because if it gives out in the middle, like there's not really much you could do other than
It's over.
yeah. So make sure you're in a place with good internet and you have stable connection. And then if you're going with a group, it's best to like talk about what everyone's preferences is, especially with the pricing, especially how expensive things have been getting recently.
Yeah.
So it's good to be like, guys, what's your highest? Like
Yes, exactly. Just have like a specific number that you're all willing to go to. So worst comes to worst, if you have to be the one to pull the trigger for the entire group, not everybody's bank account is completely suffering. So, or at least you know they're willing to go to those extremes if it's what's needed. And another thing too, if you're going in a group, I highly recommend being all together in the same place with really good Wi-Fi speed wherever is possible, and all having separate Ticketmaster accounts open. Because even if, let's say, only one of you signed up for the membership, whoever gets in first, you can put that code in.
Exactly.
It's not guaranteed for a specific account. You can only use it once, but it can go to anyone that makes it in first. So
I know there's like some sites out there that are like faux ticketing. You could like try and like for the accuracy and press on like certain seats. Doing that is not only like a little fun thing you could do, but it's actually like pretty helpful, I fear.
Yeah, no, definitely, because it is a matter of speed. You've got to be fast when you're getting these tickets. So websites like that can be really helpful resources so you can practice your your clicking game.
Exactly. And I think another thing is you should like research, because especially when it comes to like K-pop concerts, there's oftentimes VIP packages and like certain types of VIP packages. You should research what is in each package to know what you're getting and what you're actually paying for.
Yes, definitely, because most VIP packages often always offer sound check, but depending on the group, you may or may not have high touch or send-offs, which can be interactions with the members. So if that's something you're looking for, you want to make sure that's actually offered before you go and get that sound check VIP. And there's also different tiers with the VIP tickets, so you want to be aware of what you're going into.
Aside from Ticketmaster, like on TicketWeb, when we were getting tickets for &1, they have like all separated, where it's like, because the selfie tickets we bought, it didn't come with like the concert ticket. You have to purchase it separately.
It was like an addition.
So you have to like know what exactly you need to buy to get what you want.
Yes, exactly. And that's what's nice sometimes when you're not having to go through Ticketmaster. If there's like a separate ticketing service for an event, normally they do have those add-ons that are a lot clearer. It's easier to see what you can actually include in your ticket that wasn't originally there. Whereas for Ticketmaster, most of the time they have packages for their tickets, which make it so much more overwhelming and expensive. And then there's all the hidden fees.
Oh my gosh. The fees are crazy. Like, for what?
It's getting worse.
Like, for what?
And for what? For absolutely what? And don't even get me started on platinum. Because
I don't understand.
One thing you never want to do is succumb to the platinum tickets. They're not worth it. Completely overpriced. Don't give in. Don't panic if that's all that's left. That's the sign that you need to wait a little bit closer to the date and then go on a great secondhand ticketing service like Game Time. That's my absolute favorite. Not sponsored, but just saying. They have a feature where you can see the hidden fees. So you click that on and then it shows you the exact price and you don't have to worry about them adding a bunch of extra stuff once you get to checkout. It's a great resource, and that's what I used to get J-Hope tickets after I did not survive the Great War.
Yeah, but
on Ticketmaster.
I feel like Ticketmaster is always just so set on sabotaging people.
Yeah.
There's sites like View from My Seat where you're able to see what the view from your seat would be.
Yes.
Which I think is also very helpful, because sometimes Ticketmaster has seats that are labeled with obstructed view, and I feel like sometimes it doesn't even matter. Like, you could see clearly, and those seats are often cheaper anyways.
Exactly. Which, another good thing to do before you even get tickets is look at the seat map for that specific concert, which they normally have on Ticketmaster, like right under where the sale is, and you can see what the stage looks like, and then go to the seat view finder website, and you could kind of gauge, even if they say it's an obstructed view, depending on how that stage is built, it might not be obstructed at all.
Exactly.
So that's what I did with J-Hope also. Since I wasn't able to get tickets on Ticketmaster, I looked on Game Time, found a seat that seemed like a nice spot and wasn't completely horribly priced in comparison to Ticketmaster. And then, even though it said it was obstructed, I checked the way the stage was set up, and I realized that stage rises. I'm going to see everything.
No,
and
exactly.
Sure enough, picture perfect view.
Yeah, your view was crazy for J-Hope.
It was, but I feel like you wouldn't be able to see how good a view it was if I didn't learn about specific camera features that I should have turned on prior to the concert. So that's another detail that you can look into. I can't talk today. depending on if you have like a Samsung, an Android, an iPhone, there's all these different types of camera options that you could do before you go into the concert. And for me, having an Apple phone, all I had to do was change it from like the 30 FPs to the 4K. And
yeah.
It takes up gigabytes, but if you clear your storage beforehand, you will see everything.
Yeah, I feel like clearing your storage is one of the biggest things.
It's so important. It's so important because you do not want to get that freaking notification that you're out of storage. Storage is almost full. It's like a knife to the heart.
No, it sucks. It happened to me the first time I saw ATEEZ.
Oh,
but
that's terrible.
I like grabbed my father's phone. I'm like, just like give me this. I was recording using his Samsung, so it ended up working, but it still was like, oh my gosh.
Girl, clean up your storage, you know? Like don't go in there with a couple gigabytes left. It'll be over for you before it even begins.
And I remember when I went to go see The Boys, or one of my best friends who I was with, literally deleting things as we sat down. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so brave.
Yeah, it's just at that point, it's just too late. It's like you might as well accept defeat. And another thing too, even if you do clear out your storage, if you want to have one of those high quality camera options, make sure you bring a portable charger.
Oh, of course.
Because I made the mistake of putting on the high quality camera resolution when I went to see Jenny at the Ruby Jane experience, and I failed to bring a charger that worked. So my phone died after like the first 4 songs.
Oh,
so
that's crazy.
I got gorgeous videos for those sets, but for everything else, I had to depend on my mom's footage as well as my friend's footage.
No, that's so tragic. What the heck?
Yeah, it was sad, but it gave me a precursor because I saw J-Hope that Friday afterwards. So I was like, okay, I'm bringing a charger. I'm clearing my storage. Nothing is going to mess anything up this time.
No, yeah, exactly.
No self-sabotage.
Yeah, I feel like another thing is recently, or to the concerts I've been to recently, I've been bringing like those like microfiber wipes that people use like for glasses, just because like I touch my phone a lot. I have like smudges all over the camera. It's good just like to bring to be able to wipe down your camera afterwards.
Yeah, that's so smart. I never thought of doing that. I'm gonna take that tip from you actually. Wow, I could use that for sure, especially because I just drop my phone all the time.
No,
Like
exactly.
it's constantly on the floor. So I really need to do that. Make sure I got that clear footage.
Yeah, it's like, or when you're like putting it into your bag and taking it out, it gets so smudged. So it's better to like have something there to take away the streakiness, because concert lights are so intense. Those streaks are gonna ruin everything.
It's gonna make or break everything. It's so true. That's why you gotta go big or go home, you know? You can't. Also, you never know when there's gonna be a rain concert either. So those little microfibers to wipe your lens, it can be very useful in that sense too. Check the weather prior to your concert and then dress accordingly. I know you want that cute outfit, but you might need to bring a poncho. You never know if it's gonna be.
You could take cute outfit pics before you leave the house, but I fear at the venue you may need to wear that poncho.
Yes, you gotta prioritize your health, and trust me, it's a lot more fun when you're not completely soaking wet and cold. Unless it's like a summer rain show, then it's pretty fun.
Yeah, I mean, but ATEEZ at City Field, that was not a summer rain show. That was.
Oh no, that was like in the eye of the hurricane. Another really important thing that we definitely need to mention is when you're getting ready for the concert, please look up the bag policy for your chosen venue. That is so vital. You're going to want to know what it is you can bring into the venue before you actually arrive.
Exactly.
That way, you don't have to throw anything away. You don't have to be stressed out about if your bag is too big or too small. Just know beforehand. Have that peace of mind. And a lot of times, venues will ask for clear bags. And even if they don't, I just like to get a little clear bag from Amazon just to be on the safe side. I put everything in there. Don't got a problem. It's easier through bag checkout too.
Exactly.
So.
And I feel like checking that prohibited items list is also really helpful because I was like so paranoid seeing when I went to go see ATEEZ for the first time at Citi Field.
Yeah.
Or not for the first time. For the first time at Citi Field. Not for the first time.
Well, yeah, let's clarify.
Because they're going back to Citi Field, so but I remember I was looking through it and on the website it said you could bring in like a sealed water bottle, and that was literally like my saving grace because I was screaming so like hard during that concert, and being able to like bring in that water bottle without having to like pay for it, because sometimes the refreshments at concerts are very expensive, was just like it literally saved me. If you have something like on your outfit, sometimes they don't like allow that in, because when I went to go see Stray Kids for the first time at Prudential Center, they were really strict on their policy of like chains, I think it was. I don't really remember. I just tried to ignore it because they were like yelling, and I was like, well, I don't have any chains on, so I'm just gonna distance myself from this. But it was like they were like yelling at people for having like unremovable chains. So I would just look at that just to make sure that your outfit doesn't clash with anything on there.
Yeah, definitely just to be on the safe side. It's better to know what they allow. Oh my goodness. Especially like when you're going through the metal detector too.
Oh
you
my
don't want
gosh,
to be like
yeah.
just nonstop. Like that's always my worst nightmare too. Sometimes I think like, do I dress in layers just in case something's a problem?
No, that's so real though, because like what are you supposed to do?
Right?
Yeah, because many concert venues do offer like a locker system, but it's like you don't want to pay for that if you don't need to.
Definitely not. If you look beforehand, you don't have to worry about that so much. The other thing that I was going to say is light sticks. That's something you gotta think about depending on like how avidly you stand a group. If you're a really big fan of them, you might want to invest in that light stick and get it before the concert.
Yeah.
Because those lines are going to be crazy. And that's one thing about me. I know a lot of people like to go to the merch lines and like get the light sticks and everything, but for me, I'm just trying to get into the show.
Yeah,
like,
no,
I just want to
exactly,
see the performers perform, and I know that everything sells out so quickly, so unless you're willing to get there earlier if it's for a bigger group and kind of just play the waiting game, you're better off just getting stuff beforehand. Or
yeah, because you could also just go if there's like a song that you don't like really particularly vibe with. You could also go in the middle of the show, or like during the VCR. Or you could also just have someone you're with go for you.
That's what we did at Ampers and One.
That's what I did at ATEEZ, at Stray Kids. I fear sometimes that's just how it needs to be.
It's just how it needs to be. And if you have somebody in your party who's willing and doesn't mind, there you have it. It's like, thank you.
Yeah, just always remember to thank them afterwards, because that's a noble deed. That's such a noble deed.
Absolutely. No, seriously. They're taking one for the team. So I love my team. I love my crew.
Exactly. I love that we've said that. Or that you specifically have said that.
So many times. I can't help it. It's in my DNA.
Exactly. Yeah, but to build off that light stick thing, especially if you're going to like a festival, I would check their policies, because when we went to Head in the Clouds, light sticks technically weren't allowed, so we didn't bring any, but some people were able to sneak them in somehow.
Yeah, somebody had like the mid-C ring for ITZY, and there were definitely like some Blackpink light sticks floating around as well. It was like, how did you get in there? I think even a Twice one also.
I feel like the Twice light sticks always just everywhere.
Yeah, they're always at the scene of the crime, and like we love that. But you might want to check beforehand just so you don't have to worry about losing it for any reason. I do always get so annoyed when it says no light sticks, and then I walk in and everyone's got light sticks. It's like, okay, guys, who didn't tell me?
Who was gatekeeping? No, that's crazy. Because I've heard that it also just like depends on like the security you go through. Like sometimes people are like more lenient, which kind of sucks. But it's like, I'd much rather not risk it because light sticks are expensive as well.
They are, yeah. In this economy, it's getting worse and worse. So you gotta be careful. That's the thing too. If you have a light stick for a group, but it's not the person that you're actually going to see in concert, you can bring those to the show because a lot of fans are really supportive, especially in that environment. And you never know, you might end up meeting somebody else who stands that group.
Exactly,
And
exactly.
it's fun to spot out in the crowd, just all the different light sticks gathering around. So
A lot of light sticks also come with like a wrist strap, but sometimes it's like annoying having it there. So I'd also recommend like either buying like from an Etsy store, or just buying like your own ribbon from like Michael's, which is what I did for like my TXT light stick. So it's like more crossbody instead of just on my
oh
wrist.
yeah.
So I don't have to like hold it the whole time or like have it like clinking on my wrist when I'm trying to like dance and be free. It's like
Yeah,
easier to
no,
have
that's
it
a good
crossbody.
point. That's a good point. Can you actually like explain how you did that a little? Because I'm curious.
Wait, I could find my light stick. Hold on.
Off topic, it was so lovely to see all your pillows, to see Van, to see Cookie, to see Han.
Thank you, Angel,
It's
for a
so
pod
cute.
pillow always.
Of course, of course.
This is my TXT light stick.
It's
This
so
is
cute.
version 1, right? Version 2 is the silver one.
Yes, yeah.
But yeah, so this is they usually come with like a wrist strap that you're supposed to put here. But I was like, this is gonna like hurt me. I'm gonna hurt someone if I have that on my wrist. But I basically just like bought a bunch of ribbon from Michael's
Okay.
and I just like attached it because this is where the wristband is supposed to go.
Yeah.
But then you could just like shove a bunch of more ribbons in there and like loop it through, and then it becomes like crossbody, so you don't have to have it on your wrist the whole time.
Whoa, that's so creative.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
And I
that's
know,
perfect.
yeah, I know there's a few like Etsy sellers that like do like specifically sell crossbody ribbons like that, but I was like, none of these are gonna come in on time. I need to like lock in.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
exactly.
yeah, it's more fun because now it's like more
Yeah.
decoration and it's more
It
personal.
is. I feel like it's so much fun when you have like your own way to do it creatively. You don't always have to buy it elsewhere. And it worked. Like it was fully
worked.
functional.
Yeah,
So.
and it's like also because I like knowing where my light stick is at all times. So being able to have it on my side was just like,
Yeah,
oh, thank goodness.
it gives you that peace of mind. So that's definitely good. Another thing that I like doing too sometimes is like I'll go on Etsy shops and get like the light stick covers that can go over the top. Just because they're so cute and I feel like they can add such a different element when you're holding it. So for me with J-Hope, again, it always comes back to J-Hope. When I saw him at Lollapalooza, I got like a Jack in the Box cover for it.
Oh, yes,
And
yes. The
yeah,
iconic cover.
of course. She's still on it today, just not going anywhere. I'll insert a photo here, but
No, but I love it. It's so cute. I also love
it
it.
is, and it's also protective.
It is, yes. And also it makes noise, so it's more fun that way.
Yes, it's got little bells. It jingles as I walk or as I dance, so I make even more noise. And the more noise you make, whether it's your keychains clattering together or the little bells on your light stick, the less likely people are going to infiltrate your space. It gives you more dancing room.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
these are things you think of ahead of time, you know? It's really lovely just seeing like the whole audience come together. The lights are so beautiful when they sync up.
Oh my goodness.
Speaking of which, we might want to talk about light stick syncing because that varies from group to group depending on how their light sticks work. A lot of the times there will be apps that you have to download to sync it at the concert, and they might like ask for your seat as well. But there's other light sticks that just sync when you
It's
actually
just so
enter. So
yeah, but because ATEEZ and Stray Kids, I now have one, and I've used it before, and they kind of slay a lot. Because they also have like, you don't have to be at a concert to like use it. Sometimes like they have like music videos, and then you could just watch them, and your like light stick syncs up to it. So I'm like, oh, okay, slay.
whoa, wait, that's so cool. I didn't know that. Okay, you're gonna have to show me that in person when we do our little like Stray Kids deep dive, and like
Who said that?
we'll get to it. We'll get to it. But no, I need to see that in person because I didn't know that was a thing. I know for like the Twice light stick, they have like an app, a little color wheel, and you can just like move it around,
Oh, that's
which is
so
really
cool.
fun. Yeah, it's really cool. So you could change that whether you're at the concert or not. But for the concert, they do have a syncing thing in the app to get it on. Whereas for the Army Bomb, like I just walk in there and it just works, at least the newest version. So it's crazy. But I think there are light stick syncing sites at some concerts too. Like there's certain ones where you actually have to go to sync it, but I think that's getting less and less.
Wasn't that at TXT? I don't remember.
I can't remember either.
Or was it
I
that in
bought
Hypen?
It might have been in Hypen.
I think it was
in Hypen.
I think it was your light stick that we were trying to do that with.
Yeah, and we were having technical difficulties. And when we went to see TXT together, I had discovered that the light stick I bought on Walmart was actually actually not the light stick.
Oh no. I think
it did not work.
Yeah, that's crazy. That was funny though, because I remember I was freaked out that mine wasn't gonna work for some reason, and then I screamed so loud when it did, even though it was like it was before the concert.
But it was magical.
It was magical. It was magical.
Yeah, once you get that light stick to sync up, it feels like magic happens. It's like, thank you, I did it correctly. But as for me, I would recommend checking where you're buying your light stick from and ensure it's actually the correct one and the real model. It's just better that way. That way you're not carrying... It might be less money when you buy it, but there's a reason why it's less money.
I can't. One of the things that I do all the time at concerts is I put my phone on airplane mode because like I'm not answering anybody else's messages when I'm there, so I don't need messages coming in. And it also saves battery because it's not your phone is not like searching for data or Wi-Fi the whole time.
Yes, exactly.
So it does save power a lot. You don't want to run out of power and like have to rely on that power bank.
Yeah, because then it's heavy, just like carrying that too while you're trying to record with your phone. It's so much better to go on airplane mode, and I've had to do that one too many times. Definitely, airplane mode is such like, amazing. It's heaven sent. Heaven. Yeah, K-pop concerts are just like such a euphoric experience. There's really nothing quite like them. If you have the possibility and the opportunity to see your favorite groups or musicians, do everything you can to get those tickets.
You should. It's always worth it, no matter what. It's always worth it. Even if you're
like,
standing there in the rain, it'll be worth it.
It is. It definitely is. You know, you got to make these experiences while you can, because you'll carry them with you forever. And you never know what friends you'll meet along the way.
Exactly.
So I think we covered everything. And one thing that I do want to mention isn't really a tip to get tickets or to succeed, but it's just fun to do it. And it's also part of the manifestation process, is to record yourself when you're getting tickets. If you can, if you have the opportunity to record the entire process, I would do it, because you never know if magic is about to happen.
Exactly.
And just by pressing record, you're putting good energy into the universe that you're going to get those tickets.
It's just always fun to like look back on it too and be like, wow. It is. Like, and relive that rush as you wait for the concert date to approach.
Yes,
like,
exactly.
Oh my
and then you can make like subtle foreshadowing videos. The most important thing to know and to remember, regardless of what happens on ticketing day, even if it seems like the odds are against you and you can't control certain things that happen, just don't give up. Don't lose faith. You're already ahead of the game by still staying in front of that laptop, still waiting just for a seat to open up for it to suddenly magically work.
Never back down, never what?
Never give up.
Exactly. No, you just have to persevere. You just have to push through it. Because sometimes Ticketmaster just likes to have fun and not give you tickets. But if you keep going at it, they'll give it to you.
Exactly. You will win. Don't be scared. You'll hit another level, just like Jin said. So Lauren survived the ticketing war with Stray Kids, and even though I didn't get tickets then, we decided to get tickets for the second day through our good friend Game Time. And we're going together, guys. We're gonna see them, which is kind of crazy because it's my first time ever seeing them, and it's your second
first time seeing all of them.
All of them, yes. I saw three Racha, but and they were amazing.
Exactly.
So I can't even imagine what it's gonna be like.
I'm afraid for you. I'm afraid because you're going with the lady and
Yeah, so that's going to be an experience in itself. But I'm afraid for me too, because I'm going to be hearing Felix like live.
Cooking like a chef.
I'm a 5-star Michelin. Like, I have not been saying that my entire K-pop career to not actually be in the room where it happens, where he says it. And it won't be omitted this time like it was with Ampersand
Oh,
1.
exactly.
So.
And yeah, we get
So
to
it's
witness
so...
Truman together live. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah. So it's
Oh
so
my
exciting.
gosh.
But this was an example of how we, put our brains together, figured out how we were going to get tickets, discussed the price, if it was okay. I sent Lauren a text. I'm like, are we going to do this?
I literally just got to class too. I was like, uh-oh.
It's like, oh, this is serious. Because first name, like, you need to pay attention. Something's about to go down. And yeah, we got the tickets, and now we're discussing what we're gonna do for our outfits. And
Oh my
everything.
gosh,
So,
you guys aren't ready. You guys aren't ready. It's so
you're
exciting.
not ready, so you'll just have to stay tuned to see what happens in June.
I think it also shows that, like, even if you don't get tickets on ticketing day, there is still usually a lot of time before the concert actually happens for you to, like, have another opportunity to get tickets.
Yes.
So
don't beat yourself up too much if you don't get it the first time around, but also don't think like that, because you're going to get those tickets.
Exactly. You will get there. You will be in the building and you will see your idols live, or whoever you want to see live.
Mic drop. That does conclude our episode, because if we talk any further about that concert, this is going to become a 2-hour long episode. So thank you so much for tuning in. This has been Angel.
And Lauren.
And yeah, we'll be back next week with a new episode. Thank you so much for watching. That's all for K-All.
I can't.